Tyler. So what was your world record for?
The Guinness World Record was for the most front flip slam dunks done by a 5-man team in 30 seconds. And we broke the record of 18. That was a team, I think a team from France had set that, and we did 18.
Awesome. So how did you get the opportunity to set this record?
The opportunity came with a telephone call from a gentleman I'd worked from before in New York City by the name of Mark Odgers, an original daredevil, the team that started acrobatic slam dunking, an incredible photographer up there in New York, as you kind of have to be to make a living. He called me. We had worked before, touring around Florida, and he knew I could hit a flip dunk with my eyes closed, and he said, Tyler, we got an opportunity to be on Regis and Kelly, and I need to know if you can hit a flip dunk even if it costs you your life. And I said, what are you talking about? Yes, I can hit a flip dunk. What's the deal? So he explained the opportunity about World Record Week on Regis and Kelly, and we went out. So he bought me a plane ticket, and I went out as part of the Extreme team and to do the show.
Nice. So the night before, how did that practice go?
The night before practice was terrible. I got there, I knew Mark, and I didn't know the other two guys. I knew, three guys. I only knew Mark, I didn't know the other three guys. I knew of one of them. I was the youngest by 10 years, and we had a horrible practice. We didn't want to go 100% because we were afraid that we didn't want to be sore or something like that. Get hurt before the actual record attempt the next day. The record that we had to beat was 17. I think we did 13 on our best run. And after like an hour, they were like, "We're gonna be done. It's not gonna happen tonight. We'll save it for tomorrow." And I was like, "Save it for tomorrow? Save what for tomorrow?" That was horrible. Balls were flying everywhere, bouncing off the rim. It was not good. It did not inspire confidence that we were going to attempt the record at all. But I figured, like, hey, at least it's a good experience, right? It's a good opportunity. Thank you.
So the day arrives. What happened the day of the record attempt?
Woke up with some fear and trembling after not a great night's sleep on Mark's couch in a very small, nice but small apartment in New York City. And we walked to Times Square, and the mini trampoline was a solid frame. It's too heavy to carry, but they're on wheels. So we literally just stacked it up and stacked the mats on top of it. We grabbed our sacks of gear, tape, mostly athletic tape, Advil, Gatorade, and basketballs and a pump. So we had 3 or 4 sacks, and we walked quite a few blocks into New York City to get to Times Square. We got there, and the studio was inside, so we had to figure out where to do it. We set up a basketball goal. I don't really remember where the goal came from. It was like a huffy. No, it was nicer. I don't know where the basketball came from. Maybe it was provided. But we got there, set up, did some warm-ups. We had to measure everything out. You dance?
Third baseman, David Wenzel.
We had to set up, we had to measure everything. The guy that was officiating from Guinness World Records, I don't remember his name, Andrew Claxton was his name actually, and he made sure that we were running from half court and it was 10 feet tall and the balls were not filled with helium, or I don't know, he checked everything. And we were told that we would be given 2 attempts. If it didn't go on the first attempt, then it would go to a commercial break and they would come back and we would get a second shot, which was a lot better than just having 1 shot. And then we had friends of friends who were there to shag balls, because you have to do your dunk, hit the trampoline to do your flip dunk, and when you go upside down for your flip, the guy in front of you, we're so close because this is a timing thing that he's still in the air. He hasn't landed yet. If he hangs onto the rim, you're gonna hit him. You know, you're gonna straddle him or something like that. So the balls hit the ground and go flying quick, but we only got so many balls, so we got to do 18 of these. So there were guys rolling balls back as fast as we could, so we would land, run back, grab another ball, and go as quick as we can. So we warmed up a couple times. I was the elite trampolinist and the youngest by 10 years, so I did a couple of extra flips for an opening spot where they warmed us up and introduced us to the crowd. And then Regis basically came out in between takes, shook our hands and said, good luck, hope you get it. You guys are fantastic. And then they lined us up and we ran it. There was a lot of waiting around, but it was really fun. We were pumped and everything went like a miracle, perfect. No misses. Everybody hit their marks for you have to be a certain number of steps in front of people. Or behind people, or you'll catch up to them. So you got to stay in sync with your steps. Everything went great. We didn't lose any balls. Nobody tripped. Nothing.
On the first attempt?
On the first attempt, it went. But because the guy in front of you who's dunking his ball, when you go upside down to flip, you don't know if his ball went in or not. What you don't want to see is his ball bouncing around the rim and maybe fall in, maybe not, when it's your turn to stuff the ball in. Anyways. We were, so they ended it, and then everybody was hyped about it. It looked good, and then they went to a commercial break, and we're like, how many did you do? I did 4. How many did you do? You did 3? You did 3. Did they all go in? We're trying to count, and we were like, okay, well, it's definitely at least a tie, 17. And it turned out to be 18. They came back on the commercial break. They apparently knew that we had done it because they didn't set us up for a second attempt. The judge said, you got 18, confetti comes down, we celebrate, hands them the plaque, celebration, off to another commercial break, because that's how TV worked. After that, they wrapped up their filming for the day. We went in to see the studio, took pictures, it was really fun, and then Regis sat around and talked to us for like 30 minutes. He asked everybody where they're from, how they got into gymnastics or trampoline or flips. He was a super down-to-earth guy. He was also incredibly short, very small-bodied, and a huge face. So like perfect for television because you can zoom right in and his face fills up the whole screen. But he's just a nice, down-to-earth fellow. So that was the experience. And then after we were done for the day, we went back, showered, and got some food and headed back to the airport. And that was kind of it.
No, I have a question.
Yeah.
You told me at one point, I can't remember what it was, and then you told me. But when y'all were doing the flip ups, wasn't it like more than one every
Yeah, more than one every 2 seconds, because you got 30
seconds.
seconds and there was 18 dunks. So I don't know what the math on that is, but pretty fast.
2 seconds.
Less than 2 seconds. There's a ball going in the hoop less than every 2 seconds. Faster than every 2 seconds. Yeah, really fast.
I feel like that would have made me nervous.
It looks slow on video. It's fast. It's really fast, especially after 3 or 4 you get out of breath.
Tyler, can you still do a flip dunk?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah?
My eyes, not with my eyes closed.
Welcome back. The Rough Riders Ground
One time I did have my leg go through. I'm sorry.
If
Twice.
your home is a wreck,
2 times I had my leg go through the rim.
visit us
She was there for one of them.
Architect.com.
Was that at the Rattlers game?
No, it was in the gym for practice.
Oh yeah.
Last
I
call to
remember.
purchase
Yeah, Eli and TD were there.
50 raffle
And,
presented by Higginbotham.
Yeah, I can hit a flip dunk for free, but extras, yes, if there's a paycheck.
Raffle team members in the yellow
Yeah.
vests, or go to guest services behind home plate.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I'm ready to do that again. Yeah. Dream Team, 10-year anniversary. Let's have a tour. Back on the road. You want to come on the road?
Get rich or donate Triumph.